Disappear for a while, but now I am back again, introducing a new style, them call the Ling Bang. I am a musical zen, violating the charts again. Disappear for a while, but now I am back again, introducing a new style, them call the Ling Bang. I am a musical zen, violating the charts again. Ling Bang, no matter if you're 50 or 10, Ling Bang. Big bully in a pen, Ling Bang. Rooster or hen, this one, yeah. Creme de la creme, Ling Bang. No matter if you're 50 or 10, Ling Bang. Big bully in a pen, Ling Bang. Rooster or hen, this one, yeah. Creme de la creme. First, make you see how far your back bend. If you don't know how, get less if I can rent. Turn your body round like a smoothie or the blend. New dance trend. Style we no borrow, style we no lend. For sure, we no the beg no friend. From in the thing far way back when for the elders and the children can't do the thing they gonna to do it like charge. Back it up in the garage. Make them know we squad living large. Hold a salute every sarge. Disappear for a while, but now I am back again, introducing a new style. Them call the Ling Bang. I am a musical zen, violating the charts again. Disappear for a while, but now I am back again, introducing a new style, them call the Ling Bang. I am a musical zen, violating the charts again. Ling Bang, no matter if you're 50 or 10, Ling Bang. Big bully in a pen, Ling Bang. Rooster or hen, this one, yeah. Creme de la creme, Ling Bang. No matter if you're 50 or 10, Ling Bang. Big bully in a pen, Ling Bang. Rooster or hen, this one, yeah. Creme de la creme. We like when you shake it. Never gonna DR if you can't fake it. Entire yam, heart and thick. Mama take 9 months to make it. Act like you didn't need Johnny cake before you bake it. Take a pass to the cars, then twerk it. Then your style you can't buy the new market. All of the style, Ling Bang surpass it, yo. Watch when they blaze it. Have the tremble like we don't tease it. Tell the DJ, rewind it. Bust a sweat and work it. Disappear for a while, but now I am back again, introducing a new style. Them call the Ling Bang.
Yes. All right. Pleasant good evening, viewers. This is another See Smoke Setting the Pace podcast with your host, Christopher Broster. We'd like to apologize that we don't have our co-host, Mr. Morris, at this time. But today, our main topic is focusing on Hurricane Beryl at this time, as Hurricane Beryl is in Jamaica right now as a Category 4 hurricane at wind speeds of 220 miles per hour, 958 pressure HPA, moving northwest at this time. And so right now, this is the hurricane season, and so right now, the hurricane season are one of the times where we have to be prepared because we never know when a hurricane might hit. But to say that right now, Jamaica is getting a blunt at the moment. And a couple of years back, islands in the Lesser Antilles, in Barbados, and all the small Antilles, Aruba, Martinique, all those had a dose of the Category 5 of Hurricane Beryl. So we're just sending out our sincere prayers to the islands at the moment as they're going through this time of recovery, those in the Lesser Antilles, and send our prayers to Jamaica at this time as this Hurricane Beryl continues to impact on them. We're monitoring as Belizeans as well to ensure that we ourselves get prepared in the event of anything that might change at this time. So yes, so you know, hurricane. Now, one thing everybody know like because two things. One, the pressure it takes on each individual to ensure that each also even at their homes ensure that they have everything prepared from food to ensure that their house in a good structure. If not, they have to relocate to a stronger shelter. Everything at this very moment. And one of the current issues as athletes we have to face right now at this time is how can we as athletes ensure that we are prepared for something like this? And so, you know, that's why it's important to follow up on the news right now. Nemo had a press conference today talking about the Hurricane Beryl. Most likely it could affect the northern part of Belize. So they're issuing out a warning at this time. So just have to wait and see. But issues right now with foods and stuff are raising up because of the hurricane, which I believe is very nonsense, or to me, it's very unreasonable at this time, especially, you know, things kind of rough. But I hear certain things in the market, stuff went up because of the weather. And I think it's something that government must look into because, well, yes, we're not really sure what the weather might be, but prices on goods should not be raised because of a storm. As much as yes, we see what happened in Mexico at the moment, there are some stores are literally dead to like clean, empty because of this hurricane peril at this time. So we're monitoring by tomorrow to see where direction it will go. But so far right now, like mentioned earlier, Hurricane Beryl is in Jamaica at the moment, as Jamaica is going through a Category 4 hurricane at this time. So, and to viewers watching from Belize, you know, our job is to is our role right now this time to follow up on Nemo's website and also on Nemo's pages at the time to find out what is happening or what we need to do in prepare of this. Right now, many people are advised to, especially in the Keys and in the northern areas, especially to evacuate at the same time. Stock up on major goods for the storm. So all that has been set in place at this time with Hurricane Beryl, and you know, but at the same time, while Beryl is taking up on the impact, we also must look at the Invest 96L that is located at this time within the Western Antilles with a 10% in 2 days, 20% in 7 days could develop into maybe another depression or storm during this time. So it's important right now that we must keep ourselves updated at this time, ensuring that everyone is up tuned within the information, everything advised from Nemo. So with all that being established at this time, as I'm here at the moment keeping an update on what is happening right now in Jamaica at this time. Have friends there at the moment that are going through many hard rains at this time, flooding. So everything right now is not as good right now in Jamaica at this time, and also in Cayman Islands as well. Seen at this time. So let's see what has been in place. And also, the Prime Minister of Belize has made a message in pertaining to Hurricane Beryl. I think it was earlier on this evening, pertaining about the preparation, especially in the north, to be prepared in the event of the storm, as even though part of Corozal is already flooded earlier last week into this week there with the water at this time. So right now the north and the Keys are right now under standby, and even on the coastal areas in Belize must be on high alert at this time.
The wave heights. Notice the wave heights will slam into the coast of Texas. That could start as early as Sunday evening into Monday. Why is this important? Sadly, the Lone Star State has already lost 2 people this year because of rip current risk. The surf is going to be rough. We're talking about a holiday weekend where a lot of people are going to have some fun, but you got to stay in tune with the weather. Best way to do that, Fox model, Fox app, I should say. Get the notifications to your phone, and you can have fun.
Yeah, so right now on NBC News that I'm here watching at this moment. So is right now is expected, as the prediction is showing, that it's moving towards in part of Yucatan, Mexico. Right now is at northwest at 20 miles per hour, wind speeds at 130 miles per hour. So hopefully by Thursday they expect it to be a category 2, as as it weakens now, as it reach to other central parts of the Caribbean at this moment. You also see that parts of Cuba as well is getting rain. So this is what we call one of the most active hurricane seasons so far. So yep. So hopefully we pray that Belize right now, that we don't really get really much affected by the Beryl, but again, you must be prepared. But hopefully the expect as it continues to move towards up in the Yucatan, is supposed to reach towards parts of Mexico, towards the Gulf of Mexico, towards Texas as a tropical storm, as projected here. I'm watching on the NBC live right now. So but the thing is, at this moment, during like these hurricanes, you know, one of the things we're hoping is that as well, that in the event of anything, because again, as public officers right now, our job is to be in the preparation in any event to assist those of the unfortunate in Belize at this time in terms of assistance. And we hope that government and also working towards helping those what we're seeing here as well, those in the north especially, as this weather affecting to ensure that those of less unfortunate manage to get the assistance best as possible, as we've seen. So, same because normally there's a lot of issues when it comes to hurricanes, even me myself. It's not an easy task, but you know, whatever it takes. So,
all right, a good Wednesday to you. That's for the folks here in the United States, 4th of July Eve, if that is such a thing. We are ready to talk about the tropics. And real quick, before we dive into Beryl, which is what we're all focused on right now, because this is a general tropical discussion, I do have to remind you, there is something else out here the Hurricane Center is kind of looking at. This is Invest 96L, 10% chance it will develop into a tropical system over the next 2 days, 20% chance it would develop into something over the next week. It's following in Beryl. Behind Beryl, it's going to have problems overall. Let's jump to really what we need to talk about. And let me remind you, I'm Fox 26 meteorologist John Dawson. Glad you're checking in today. We have had we're here every day, a little bit after 4 p.m. Central Time, giving you the latest on the tropics. We do a full discussion where there's a lot going on or a little going on. And today and yesterday, there's been a lot. And as a matter of fact, yesterday's YouTube video got a lot of attention from the folks in Jamaica. So to those folks, I hope you're still checking in again today. And to you guys, let me just say, we are thinking about you because you are the folks.
There is new destruction and uncertainty tonight in the tropics, where Hurricane Beryl is lashing Jamaica right now as a powerful Category 4 storm. It's now on track to pass over or near the Cayman Islands. Up to a foot of rain is expected in Jamaica, which could bring life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides. And we now know 7 people have died since Beryl began whipping through the Caribbean this week. The question now, will it hit us here in the U.S., where a scorching heat wave has 120 million people under heat alerts tonight, and a massive California wildfire, look at this, has forced tens of thousands to evacuate? We are covering it all tonight, and we start with NBC's Sam Brock in Jamaica.
After days of anticipation, Hurricane Beryl blasted its way by Jamaica as a massive Category 4 storm with 140-mile-an-hour winds. The strongest system to threaten the island in almost 2 decades. Impossible! Spawning dangerous storm surge that washed over a narrow road to the mainland.
Right now we're standing in wind and it's got to be at least 70 or 80 miles an hour. I can't even see straight right now as it's coming in sideways. Well, this is not as powerful as many expected. It's still strong enough to bend power poles and knock out electricity to many.
Just hours before Beryl roared ashore, Jamaica's prime minister announcing an evacuation order for low-lying and flood-prone areas.
We urge all Jamaicans to comply with notices to evacuate.
Though in Kingston, the mayor trying to convince people unsuccessfully to go to shelters right before the storm hit. We met people stocking up on last-minute supplies.
What is your biggest concern going into the storm?
The light and the water.
While in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the destruction is indescribable. Officials say 98% of homes on Union Island are either severely damaged or destroyed.
It's a mess.
Wow.
As the Cayman Islands, Mexico are now next in Beryl's crosshairs.
Sam Brock joins us tonight from Jamaica. Sam, clearly a dangerous situation there. Are there any search and rescues underway there? What are the conditions?
So right now, there has been recording about severe damages in islands of Grenada. So, and also deaths as well. So, just by the hair of it, by a nutshell, this is one of the serious weathers has ever anticipated. And right now, those that are next in line are preparing at this time. So again, gotta send our best regards and prayers to them at this time, you know. And you know, seeing that also there was even announcing of water outage and also electricity shortage during this time of storm to ensure that flow processes. So it's been out. So again, these are things you must take into serious consideration at this time. So
Conditions like?
Yeah, Tom, we know a couple of hours ago, about 70 people were rescued and taken to shelters, roughly 500 in shelters right now. And as you feel this rain really picking up, that's the biggest risk. It continues to pour at higher elevations. It increases the risk tonight for landslides and mudslides. Tom?
Sam Brock leading us off. Sam, please stay safe tonight. This hurricane's track is far from settled. Bill Cairns is here now, tracking it all. Bill, so what are the chances this could hit the U.S.?
Not as low as I would like, Tom. We're going to watch this over the next 4 days very closely for our friends in South Texas. Right now, the eye is over western portions of Jamaica. The eastern portion really was a glancing blow. There's a lot of damage going on currently. Tonight, it goes south of the Cayman Islands. Then tomorrow night, it goes into areas of the Yucatan. Maybe it's a Category 2, a little worse than they were expecting. Then we're going to take this over the warm waters of the Gulf. We're hoping it doesn't regenerate into something more significant than, say, a Category 1. But you notice that cone of uncertainty goes from Corpus Christi all the way down to the Mexican coastline. And these are our spaghetti lines. Everyone will be watching very closely over the next couple of days to see where the storm is heading on Sunday. And as far as the heat goes, this is not your normal heat wave. We are going to break over 150 record.
So right now, even the US, I'm hearing that the US right now is going through some heat waves with Las Vegas, at its heat, and if it hits again 118 degrees by Monday, as the highest in US history. No, that very hot. I think we went through that in Belize already before, if I can recall. So that's a heat I think nobody would want to expect at this point. So, well, if guaranteed they hit the heat, but hopefully not right now. So,
Cheer for us.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news.
I have my goods from here, steal my goods. Let it pass. Now watch it, so I go. I will get trouble when I mark it out.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that it's stuff.
yep. So, but then also, there's also been recordings about a peak of heat in the California area. So, like I said, this is very intense at this moment because everywhere is going through some form of disasters, and our job right now is to try to not only to be alert at the same time, but is what it is.
They're trying to scramble and get their last minute supplies. But I would say everybody is in a state of slight panic because for a lot of people it's their first hurricane as adults. And for a lot of them it's the first hurricane of this magnitude since they can remember. So I would say everybody's in that slight panic, myself as well. For the most part, I'm relatively safe because I live on the sixth floor of my building and my room comes with shutters and my windows are shutterproof. But I've also been making, little precautions. So moving my furniture away from the window where water and anything can seep in. I've been stocking up as well on my non-perishables, ensuring that all of my devices are charged, ensuring that I have data on my phone in the event that power goes out. Kingston on a regular basis has water issues, so we can only imagine what's to come. So I've been trying to pull up any empty bottle that I have so far in my apartment to just make sure that in the event that water does go away, that I have enough to last me for at least 2 to 3 days. It's a bit scary, especially because I'm weathering the storm alone. But I have to say that I'm very grateful for my friends and family in Belize and those in Jamaica that know my situation, that have been checking in on me routinely, asking me for the latest update, and ensuring that I feel very supported during this time. I would say across the island, a lot of people are fearful for the damages that it could do to their roofs, because water is one thing, but water and wind at the same time, uncontrollable, is another. So for me, I think that my building is able to withstand at least, I would say, the rain. I'm not too sure about how it's going to hold up against the wind, and when branches start breaking and projectiles start to get up in the wind and stuff like that. I'm not too sure how it's going to hold up against that, but I think that for the most part, I'm pretty safe.
Chris.
Yes, sir.
You think something serious, man?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, man. Something serious, my brother. Like it's moving to Yucatan, like you said, all right?
Yep.
So everybody got everything on lockdown.
Yep.
Man.
But at the same time, here in Belize, we're monitoring it, and the Prime Minister announced about the possibility of the hurricane could affect mostly the north. But right now, the north has already been facing a lot with floods recently.
With the water. Yeah.
Yep. So right now,
prayers up, man.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's the season right now anyway, though, right?
Yes.
You know from when to when is the hurricane season, or it's not?
Normally it's June to November. Yes, it's June to November.
Yeah.
But there was a scenario back in 2017 when the first hurricane came out in April. This was not even June come.
Yeah.
It was in April when the first hurricane came.
Yeah.
And I think 2017 was recorded as the most active and even the earliest hurricane season in history.
Yeah.
In history. So, but at the same time, while Beryl is moving, there is another Invest 96L, which is located right now in the Lesser Antilles, that is behind Beryl, that we have to
What's that, tropical storm? What's that?
No, it's they're looking at this possibility of another tropical, another tropical system. They're looking at.
Yeah. It hasn't quite developed yet.
Yeah, not quite, but they're looking at it between 2 days from now and a week to see whether it will form as another tropical system or disturbance at this moment. So
you remember now, back in the days when we had all those 31, 61 and so forth, there wasn't that much technology available and information available. So now, with the access now, you can have a little heads up. But you still got some hard-ass people, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The good part is that in this modern day, we're very updated, that we can be able to be alert. Not like back then.
Yeah.
Because I think when Belize City experienced their first hurricane in 1931, It was one of the unexpected hurricane to ever hit Belize. I think it was a category 5 that hit Belize City on 10th of September. With many buildings and lives were claimed. Then another one was Hurricane Hattie in 1961 that struck Belize that literally create another big significant damage. So, you know, but for me personally, I've experienced Hurricane Richard, Hurricane Earl growing up. So I was around at the time when the bigger ones came in. So all that. So and all the coastals right now is under big standby in Jamaica. So
Yeah. The islands, yeah. Island getting
yeah.
hard, man.
Right now, some of the lesser Antilles islands, especially Grenada and those,
Yeah.
they're under recovery with many houses destroyed, like about 98%.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. That's crazy.
98%. So they have a lot
Yeah.
to work on, especially in terms of rebuilding and also helping those families with whatever they needed. So
Man.
yes.
Mhm.
Yep. I'm seeing what is also some other updates apart. Well, as much as Hurricane Beryl is a big issue, you know, we have other issues as well that,
As far as what?
you know, like right now, the US, they're going through some extensive heat. I think they just mentioned
Yeah,
about the
yeah, yeah. You're
wildfire
right.
in California.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. And so right now, they're saying that right now the weather is at 100 and I think it's 114 or 16. But they say if it reach 118 degrees by Monday, it will be recorded as one of the hottest
Oh, okay.
because because what really brings out weathers like these is the heat. Is the heat. And I think over couple months we had an intense heat. So
Mm.
all of that is what brings up this weather at the moment. And then the ongoing crisis right now in Gaza, Israel, Ukraine, Russia, China, Taiwan,
Turmoil.
Yes. But as a nation in Belize, these are things you have to be very eye open to, because while Belize might be safe where we are, we have to look at these things both from a long-term and short-term perspective, because all these issues will have an impact on us. Whether primarily mostly will be economic wise.
Correct. Trickle down effect.
Yep. Yeah, and then San Pedro is evacuating at the moment because of the approaching of the storm.
Okay.
So
okay,
the islands are evacuating at the moment.
So the entire north and part of central Belize soil moisture is very saturated. So there's not a lot of room to play for any waters to infiltrate through the soils. They're at capacity, taking all that they can take. And so what happens is that turns into runoff, leads into flooding, and eventually goes to the river.
Mayor Rigo Bayos weighed in on the possibility of flooding, while warning residents not to take any risks.
I know they will have people who will want to come, and I know there will have people that will not want to come out. But like I said,
the latest on that storm hurt.
But you see, the thing is with Belize, especially most in the coastal areas, we will have a higher chance in terms of flooding because we're more towards the sea.
Yeah, the sea level, the level,
Level in sea.
Yeah, so that's why they say move to higher ground.
Yep.
But now with the food and stuff like that is and the stores is sold out. Things are getting
it's getting sold out to the point that they're even raising price on these things because they know that they're going out and the shortage. Because right now in Mexico, many of the stores are like towards empty right now because of the storm that is approaching them. So right now things are not looking good for them at the moment. I think even here in Belize as well, they're trying to. Yes.
Yeah. Well, where you are personally, you cool. And the dog cool. I hear the dog back earlier. The dog all right?
Yeah, it's all right. Well, I'm in Belmopan, so but at the same time, we still, even though they're more west safer, because I remember it was Tropical Storm Eta. Eta really flooded out Cayo like nothing.
Wow.
That was in 2020.
Okay.
When Tropical Storm Eta touched Belize, the entire west was flooded. Wow. St. Ignacio was literally underwater. This was one of the eye openers.
Oh, okay.
Because Cayo Welcome Center was almost buried underwater.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's nuts.
Yep. On higher grounds, you could imagine just there. But that is because what happens is that we have a river that connects to Guatemala. So especially when that when Tropical Storm Eta may hit Guatemala as well, we get the brunt of it as well. So
Yeah, it flow down. Yeah.
and
That's
then
one of the glory.
yep, and then we must never forget about Hurricane Lisa.
Correct. Lisa
2
was
years
huge
ago.
too. Yeah, Lisa was
Yes,
huge too. Yeah.
because you got many homes in Belize that haven't up to date from
then, yeah.
Hurricane Lisa.
Correct.
Especially those in the southern side part of Belize.
Yeah.
Also those in the northern part as well. So but the thing is, at this time, things like these, I think, government should really try to assist, like try to able to help these people,
Yeah.
because we might never know when Belize might hit with a like those islands with a category 4 or 5, because if those to hit Belize, that is it. It's a game over.
Yeah.
It will be a game over.
Yeah, well, it's just about fair warning. Give everybody warning before time. Hope
Time,
everybody
yeah.
take heed, you know what I mean, and do what they gotta do. A lot of people don't like to leave because they're thinking they're leaving their valuables behind. But I mean, valuable and life is two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's two different things completely.
Because the thing is, like, the only thing, like, especially when it comes to evacuation, I think one of the main importance you must have at least on you is your documents.
Correct.
It will be like your passport,
Correct. Yeah, correct. Your
cards,
ID.
everything.
Yeah, correct.
Like, those are mostly the main importance you must have with you.
Yeah. After that, you go add on where you want add on.
Add on,
your mementos and your this and that, but first you make sure you got your paperwork with you.
Yup, because it'll be a very tough time to
getting it back, retrieving
get them back. Yup.
If they say put it in a plastic, my God is to put it in a plastic. You dig? My God is to put it in a plastic. Keep it safe, you know what I mean? You get it laminated and all that be good too.
Yep.
You dig? Yeah, you're right about that, boy. But I know that's what's happening right now, but just to take a little diversion, what's coming up in the sports world? What's happening?
Well, right now at the moment, what happened was that with the weather going on, a lot of things has been cancelled, so nothing has much yet until further notice.
Yeah, that's why we're waiting on Gregory Coy and give me an idea probably next week.
Yeah, hopefully.
What's going on? By then we'll get an idea what happened with the hurricane too. It should be passed by then.
Yep.
So hopefully, But I see
but I know that
side with his pops. That's the big thing right now with the basketball situation.
Yeah.
LeBron James and his son, first father-son duo. People have different opinions about how it should go, but I mean, it is what it is. That's the big sports news in America right now.
Yeah. Then what happened is that I think it was over this week and last week, Belize female team went to play volleyball and they secured third place in the Central American volleyball games. So they came in third.
They've been doing good lately over the past couple of years, though.
Yeah,
I've been very
they
impressed
are.
with them.
That's what we're seeing. Yes,
They're unified. I'm very impressed with them. We gotta big
and
them
that's
up.
what. Yep, I think that's what Belize needs to do more. We need to actually unify in terms of these things.
Correct. Pay attention, stay focused, get behind them, Get behind the artists and get behind the athletes, I think that's the way out of it. And they seem dedicated too, though. But females have always been like that. Even with the softball team one time, the females was killing it, man. Back in the day.
Yep.
It was the female was going to heaven. I was talking to one of my guests coming on tonight that about the football legends too, though, and I'm glad that they bringing back I know G Mike is involved with the Yarbrough situation, trying to get the kids together, and it's nice back there. So hopefully we can
Okay.
get Mr. Douglas come on a little later. He's gonna be discussing certain things concerning that part of it. And in the near future, you'll be talking to these guys concerning the whole athletic association
Mm-hmm.
situation. You know what I mean? And how we could go
Yeah.
about, like you were saying the other day, about having the government involved in some capacity that would be a positive influence on the kids, because that's what we need too. You know, we need them on our side.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Very well. Yes. Very true. Then right now, I think the female football team. Trying to see. Yeah, is this the Sagitun girls? Because they may win the NAWL championship last December, so they're expected to be playing at the Central American Football Union, the FIFA Forward Women Interclub Cup in Guatemala City mid-July. So,
Okay, cool. That's right here.
yep,
Very cool. I haven't heard none from my cricket guys. I gotta reach out to them over next week, and then I'm gonna let you know. I'll probably
yeah,
have you speak with a couple of them.
cricket,
I
yeah,
think I got a couple of them guys from Belmopan too that's playing.
yeah. I know cricket do play, but we're not really sure what is the latest. But I even tell myself I even want to join cricket myself.
Yeah,
You know,
cricket is international too.
yeah, it's very popular in the Caribbean and also
Yeah, in
in
Trinidad,
Australia,
Australia,
and
yeah, they play
India.
cricket. Yeah,
So
India, yeah. Yeah. I have a couple of guys who sponsor a couple of teams, you know. So hopefully I will get together with them, and then I'm gonna have you convo with them and see where that's at.
all right,
All right, so good, boy.
yep. But it's the summertime, so normally during the summertime, normally they try to have a lot of sporting events active
Correct,
for
correct,
kids to get them involved.
correct.
So I think in Belmopan, the sports council, along with the era rep, the city council, and other partners, are going to host a summer camp of
Correct.
sports in Belmopan. But
Yeah,
I see
that'd
they're
be
also
nice.
doing Belize as well too to get the kids involved in sports, which is a great initiative and has been something I remember growing up. So it's a great
Yeah,
initiative and it's a great way to get the kids active. So
yeah. Get them introduced to something. Yeah, they're gonna pick up on something. They might not like one thing. They're gonna like something else. I see them have your
yep.
rotate out of there. Look like you look for play cricket with it in there.
I know. Hey, for me, roti is always something that I only once in a lifetime I might give a roti. When I get tired, I just try enjoy our best.
Correct,
Yes.
bye. Correct, correct. I hear you loud and clear. No wrong with that, man. You get tune in the hurricane again, make you hear what they say.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up right now to see what's the latest Hurricane Beryl. Let's see. Okay. But they're also talking about the possibility that the storm can also move towards in Texas. I think that's what they're trying to say. But I think the main focus would be in Jamaica right now.
That we could see some significant waves that could lead to some dangerous currents
I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it clear. I know that a lot of families are going to be out. Watch the children in the water.
Yep. It's a great point. We're going to leave it with that because you never want to lose that line of sight. Make sure you're always locked in with those kids. Now, it's no secret that Hurricane Beryl is smashing records in the Atlantic, but what does that look like from inside the storm? Hurricane hunters have been flying directly into the storm to gather data that helps us better understand it. Earlier, we brought in commercial pilot Kathleen Banks to help give us a perspective on what it's like to fly into the storm. As a pilot, what's your take on their experience with Beryl so far?
Well, Ian, I knew even with the holiday, you would never miss an event like this. And these guys are really heroes. I mean, they're trained for this, but I think also that people watching them should understand that, these are really heroic missions they do. And it's very exciting what they do. And what I'm personally connected to this week is they are flying out of where I used to live, St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. That's kind of been their base. And there's really two teams. There's the NOAA team, and we know those planes. They've got the P3s with the fun names. They've got Miss Piggy. They've got Kermit. Then they've got a higher altitude jet called Gonzo. And that second team is the Air Force Reserves out of Mississippi, out of Keesler Air Force Base, and they're flying those C-130s. So you've really got two teams. And what they're doing is they're launching out of St. Croix for the most part, and out today out of Haiti to get closer to Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. And they go in and they fly these deserts.
Yeah, so right now they're trying to track down the hurricane by flying to follow up on the storm. At the same time, they're also initiated on riptides on the Gulf of Mexico, especially in certain areas. So,
You've got the jet up high, kind of out of the action, getting weather data, and then you've got those P3 Orion, NOAA right there down at like 10,000 feet. Picking up, they're dropping those tubes. They have a little parachute on them, and they go down to the ocean surface. It takes about 10 minutes. And as they are going down these drop zones, they're picking up all that information on the wind, the humidity, the temperature, that sort of thing. It's so vital at sending that data back to the NOAA.
That data is absolutely mission critical. It's life-saving data that they capture. Kathleen, I had the opportunity back in 17 to fly with the NOAA Hurricane Hunters into Dorian. It was still a major at the time. As a scientist, it was the best flight I was ever on. As a human being, it was the worst flight. But these things are really flying laboratories, and they're very much reinforced. So this isn't like flying an Airbus or a Boeing into these storms. Can you talk to that aspect of these aircraft being able to hold up to conditions like this?
Not issued a weather impact alert day for Friday, but I just want to give you a heads up. We could see higher rain chances Friday afternoon and evening. Now to Beryl, Cat 4. Forecast from the Hurricane Center takes it into the Yucatan Peninsula south of Cancun early in the morning on Friday. It crosses the Yucatan during the day Friday, exits Friday night into Saturday in the southern Gulf as a tropical storm, then maybe regains Cat 1 strength minimal by Sunday afternoon before making landfall, perhaps northern Mexico, perhaps near Brownsville. That is where the center of the cone is. But that cone spreading out represents the increased uncertainty as you try to go out 5 days to forecast the track. So the storm could be further up the Texas coast. It could be further into Mexico. If it's closer to us, we would have more in the way of increased surf, dangerous rip currents over the weekend, and an increased rain chance. If it's further to the west, all those impacts would be diminished. So we're going to be watching this very carefully over the weekend. Stay very close to the forecast so no one gets caught off guard in case it does have higher impacts on the upper Texas coast and a little further northerly track. As far as the 4th of July goes, enjoy it. 98, 10% chance for a storm. The extended forecast. Better rain chance Friday. Scattered showers Saturday, Sunday, and a little better rain chance perhaps Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That would be the moisture being pulled in with Beryl. The 4th of July is Thursday. It will be firecracker hot. High of 98. Heat advisory in effect.
You okay, buddy, brother, man? One love. Next week, I want to run a 2 tune and wait till the boy come on. I don't know if you want to pop in later, if you're not too busy or what.
Yeah, I could pop in. Definitely.
All right. Sound good, man. Next week, hopefully, we talking to Gregory and
Yeah,
his
so we got
camera
Gregory.
fast, and we could do
Yep.
yeah, brother, yeah, man.
But
Keep on
yeah, boys.
locking
But
keep
right now,
looking
the
tomorrow
main
anyway. The
important right
sun
now
is
is that
coming.
we're tracking on this heart, this barrel right
Correct,
now. So
correct.
that is
I
the
think when them
trend
guys come
right
on a little
now.
later, they will be talking about it too. So
Yep.
hopefully, we'll get a better understanding as we go along through the night.
Yep. Definitely.
All right, man. Be safe, my boy. One love.
Yep.
Source from the Pharaoh. I do this for my kings, rocking kingdom apparel. Source from a Pharaoh. I do this for my queens, rocking kingdom apparel. Source from the Pharaoh. I do this for my kings, rocking kingdom apparel. Source from the Pharaoh. I do this for my queens, rocking kingdom apparel.
Don't need to recount the votes. I'm here to destroy all your hopes, dreams, aspirations. It's like poetry with musical inclinations. I see you peripherally, breathe easily, step lightly like on eggshells, or see real shells. I ring bells, bling bling is green. Don't necessarily need to be seen, but I do need to be heard. In my brain I've accumulated mucho verbs. I'm taking herds to the third curve, tentacles reaching up into the suburbs. 10 o'clock, do you know where your child is at? Inside of a room, all black, grown men beats, that's where we at. As I stack chips, pockets ain't made of glass, so you can't see me dip.
Source from the Pharaoh. I do this for my kings, rocking kingdom apparel. Source from a Pharaoh. I do this for my queens, rocking kingdom apparel. Source from the Pharaoh. I do this for my kings, rocking kingdom apparel. Source from the Pharaoh. I do this for my queens, rocking kingdom apparel.
Came from the water, evaporated moisture. Wavy wave in here, I do it for the culture. Cypher, music, I do this. 2023, still moving with a movement. BK where I came from, but the BX raised me. In 2015, I became wavy, named by SB. The streets never changed me. I just work smarter, I just work harder. Wanna be Nino, so I need a Carter. So I moved to Harlem, that's where it all started. Discovered my flow, and I became a problem. Can't solve them, why would you want to? I do what I want to, you do what you can do. When it come to bars, I'm lit like a candle.
Source from the Pharaoh. I do this for my kings, rocking kingdom apparel. Source from a Pharaoh. I do this for my queens, rocking kingdom apparel. Source from the Pharaoh. I do this for my kings, rocking kingdom apparel. Source from the Pharaoh. I do this for my queens, rocking kingdom apparel.
Plus, I've got no area. I'm scarier than rebels in Somalia. Fools be thinking my last name, it's Ochoa. Supplier, mozzarella. Observe as I bum rush the Federal Reserve. Sensory overload, making you victim of my venom. Breaking down your molecular structure before I digest even. Instant paralysis. I'm crazy swift with this. You're on my hit list. I'm on your chick's wish list because of this ability to strike repeatedly. Stay coiled. Fools test this and boils. I bring freaks out at night like the gargoyles.
Source from the Pharaoh. I do
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are thou?
Thou art is doing well.
Hey, you
Where are the
okay?
guys?
Yeah, I mean, we're okay. We're waiting on the guys.
Huh?
I said we're waiting on the guys, but you good? What's going on? You're in New York, huh?
Nothing. I'm in New York, baby.
What?
Well,
What?
good evening, listeners. For those listeners listening, we're
Go
gonna sound
ahead.
like we're just randomly chatting here. No, I'm
Yeah.
enjoying myself. I can't get used to this 9 o'clock sundown.
Oh,
It's a little different for me.
okay.
Yeah, but other than that, I've been eating a whole lot. I will have the whole new diet when I get home. I have to say the food here is cheaper than in LA.
Okay.
Yeah, but how's
That's
your
good to
family
know.
in Belize? Everybody's okay? Taking heat of the
Yeah, we
hurricane?
were talking about the hurricane. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. We were just talking about it with Christopher. He kept us updated. Lisa, you there? You seem to have lost Lisa. Uh, we give her a minute to come back on and see.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I was saying you were talking to Christopher concerning the hurricane. He said
Uh-huh.
Jamaica is taking a licking right now.
Oh man. Ah, like our poor countries can't don't have enough already, you know? As
Oh
soon as they
man,
get over one thing, they're back in something else.
and devastating. Ja work,
Yeah, it
ja
is.
work.
Ah,
Devastating.
yeah, but this is hurricane season, so you know how that goes.
At the minute we're waiting for well G Mike apparently can't come on today. He had some kind
Okay.
of emergency, but we're waiting for Gregory and Mr. Joey Cowie. Louis Gills will join us in a minute.
Oh, okay.
And
No
and also
problem.
Mr. Douglas Hyde. But in the meantime, we
Who?
could talk about Mr. Douglas Hyde. So he's coming to talk about the
Douglas.
emancipation issue. Also,
Okay.
Mr. Dickie Bradley should be coming in too if you get a chance, I guess.
Oh, okay.
That would be nice.
That would be great. He
That would be
always
great.
he's very informative and entertaining at the same time.
Yeah, right?
Uh-huh.
He's live.
I'm surprised he didn't become a reverend. He's
Oh,
poised for the job.
I don't think so. I don't think that. I don't think that cut out for you. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. So much going on in Belize. Um, did you see one of the local news was reporting about the violence over the weekend?
Oh no, what did it?
Again, yeah. And I mean, it makes me wonder. One of the murders was it seems to be domestic related. I'm not quite sure if that's the correct impression I
Your,
got, but
your mic is
that,
kind of bumpy a little bit.
how about now?
Better, better.
Oh, no, it's you. I think it's you because you're the one moving.
Oh
It
no,
sounds
no,
like you're moving. I could
yeah.
come back in. You want me to go
No,
out
no,
and come back in?
no, 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 no. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, when you, are you moving around?
You
Yeah.
I'm not really moving. It could be.
Oh, good evening, Miss Sonia. How are you? Thanks for joining us. We're running a little late, Miss Sonia. The other gentlemen are not in yet.
Just let me go take some 4 minutes, Lisa. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Let me tell this if it's me. Hello. Hi, Lisa. Where she left? Um, we are good on this side. Sonia, how are you? You having difficulties, I guess. Looks like it. Sound like it. Let me see. Lisa?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, yeah, you nice and clear. I think it's me, gal.
Yeah, I think it's you.
Let me see what's up.
Good evening, audience, again. some technical difficulties, but hopefully we can get through the program without any more delays. Just bear with us to all our viewers and listeners tonight.
How about now?
Sounds great.
Okay, cool. Okay, what were
Sounds
you saying?
good. Oh no, I was just saying how many different things going on in Belize right now, but primarily the focus on Hurricane Beryl and the devastation it's left behind in the other Caribbean countries. I do want to offer and extend my prayers to our sister countries in the Caribbean as well. I'm hoping that they find the refuge they need. And after the aftermath now. Hi, Mr. Joe. It's
Mr. Joey.
Lisa.
Can't hear you.
Can he hear me? Mr. Joe, can you hear me? Probably not yet, Clinton.
Probably not yet. Yeah, he's gonna get you though. Joey. Hello, Mr. Joe. Put your mic on.
I'll write a message on the screen and you could tell he'll see it.
Yeah, probably. Let me see if I'll get to him too myself. I think this already the best of lot of ticket though, girl.
Why you make it feel? We always make we feel like we're not prepared tonight. But that's not true,
No, man,
audience.
we
We're
alright, man.
prepared. We're just having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah, that's it.
Put the message on the screen for him to see. CY. Let's ask Miss Sonia what's on her mind tonight. G Mike says that something is messing up. He is unable to get the link. Hey again, good evening, listeners of Sea Smoke. We're having some technical difficulties, so we're trying to get everyone back on as usual. Mr. Joe and J Mike should be on shortly. I seem to be the only one live streaming at the moment, but I want to wait for the gentleman to come online, and that way we can move forward with our program for this evening. Again, like I said, I'm sure there's a lot going on in Belize, and there's some drama going on as well, personal drama which I think I've had enough of listening to in the last 48 hours. But one thing I wanted to address with all of that is that as women, we need to take accountability for who we are and how we behave behind closed doors and how we behave in the public eye. We're we're minority, where women are minority in all fundamentals of life, and we will be blamed and seen as the perpetrators of a lot of the things that goes on in day-to-day life. So I'm just, I just hope for the young ladies out there that that they could just maintain some decency and maintain a reputable image for themselves and respect themselves, first and foremost. And for the women that are in public eye, remember that there are other young ladies out there that look up to you, especially those who hold these high positions. So if we are in positions where we can become role models, just be careful about how you promote yourself in light, in public light, behind closed doors as well. I want to offer to those women out there as well that in today's day and age, any camera, any video can be used against you. So be careful about how you put your life out there. It can turn around and be misconstrued and misleading. And I would hate for all of us to be categorized under one umbrella. We're not all the same, and we don't all feel the same. And I think that, again, we just need to uphold our dignity as women, as we move forward in life, and especially those with children and younger siblings. So that's all I had to say on that behalf. Hi, G Mike. Good night.
Good evening. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right. I'm starting to think that you got along so well without me last week that you decided to give me another week off.
Well, I was right. Not at all. I couldn't wait to see your face.
But good show last week. I couldn't get on again. Those were technical difficulties, and I was in the Yabra area. I was trying to come live from an event that was out there, but it's not. The technology is not a perfect science by any means. And I many times between countries a lot get lost, no? So that was not able to be done. I hear you speaking, and I imagine you were talking about the videos that are circulating, and there are a number of them, and that's what your comments were about, correct?
Right, and I just like I said, to me it's become it's a personal drama between the individuals, and my whole thing about it is that some of the women that were portrayed in these in these videos are public figures. And as public figures, it was we have young children looking up to men and women, and that is not the type of character you want to display, especially when we're trying to create a good development system for our youths, and these type of behaviors draws from that upbringing or from that development.
Well, listen, what happens in the bedroom is nobody's business.
Correct.
But I think you also need to put some blame on these young ladies too. I heard you saying that women are minorities. I don't see that at all. I mean, and I don't really think there's any deliberate attempt to go at for any fight so far between the sexes as such, because we have to get along, and we were made male and female. If there's anything equal in life, that the two sexes. There are instances when we do go against each other, but it's not a systematic thing. I do not believe. I think these girls should know that when you're dealing with certain individuals, you can't let your guards down. You have to know what environment you're in. I don't know if these cameras were. Some seem to be hidden cameras. Some seem to be openly being used to take the pictures. I imagine they don't think that they were going to be released, but you have to think like that when you do things like this. I really think that the sad thing is that it's a bad reflection on women. And this
is.
one of these young ladies is the daughter of a preacher. I understand. Can you imagine the just the trauma that these people have to endure now? Because she can hold her head high, but they might be not able to deal with that so easily. One was a public figure, and yes, it comes with some responsibility. You to whom much is given, much is expected of. Whom more is given, more is expected. So when you're in the limelight, I know that I come out here and I put myself in the public many times. I make a lot of comments publicly on Facebook and so on. So I keep a close watch on my behavior. I work with children and around young people a lot. I try to make sure it's not easy because there are times you get frustrated, and we are human and we do make mistakes. But for the most part, we have to shoulder the